I'm feeling curious, want to explore it, nothing too serious. Forget the world for a minute, before we know it, the future's the past. Seize the moment while we're in it, hold on to each other as long as it lasts. I don't care about forever, 'cause sometimes forever is over so fast. Hush, hush, baby, come on, here with me, I want for you to go. No need to worry, there is no hurry to stay, we'll take it slow.
And this year,
It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show.
Good evening, everybody. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Great to have you with us on 2K Sports. And Brooklyn is where we'll be going just moments from now, as the Nets will be going up against the Orlando Magic. Well, for Orlando, they got their season rolling with a nice win in their first game. Now we'll find out if they can build on it and open with back-to-back victories. Kenny, I'll tell you what.
What?
We've already seen some big matchups to start this season. Mm-hmm. It's very early.
Yes.
But in the real world, how soon do you start thinking about playoff ramifications?
Oh, you start thinking about playoffs from day one.
Oh,
the end
come
goal
on.
is always some.
But you're not thinking about
it's
where you
always
are.
somewhere
Hey,
in
right
your
now
mind.
we'd play these guys.
Yes,
you know.
always. I look at them in 5-game blocks. I would be like, hey, man, in these 5 games, we need to be here for the playoffs. After these 5, we need to be here. Because that's, if you don't, it could get out of control and out of your control.
I can tell just from his reaction of shaking his head that he's not buying what you're selling.
Don't listen to that jibber-jabber, Ernie. You focus on one game at a time. The rest will just take care of itself.
One game
So
at
you
a
go
time.
less than I do.
One game at a time,
I went
take care of
5-game
itself.
blocks. You went
and then if you
one
need
game
to
at a
make an
time.
adjustment, you don't wait. You just
When
make
did you
the
think about
adjustment.
playoffs, though?
When playoff time came around.
So not like early on in the season you weren't thinking playoffs
man.
like Kenny was.
Can't control the future. Only I can.
It didn't work that time. Nothing showed up in your hand.
Nothing.
It doesn't always work that way. What do you think this is, some video game? Kevin Harlan, take it away.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And a stirring rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner by the terrific Linda Lynn, getting us ready for NBA basketball here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter David Aldridge. For the Brooklyn Nets, they come into tonight's game after losing to the Pacers in Indiana.
Tough night. I mean, they attacked on both ends, and unfortunately for them, they just got called for a lot of fouls.
Yeah, they were too physical and a little bit out of position. They were rough out there, but ultimately the physicality led to fouls, and that hurt them.
Clark, tonight in this matchup, young teams, not a lot of experience, and there are tough things for these young players to pick up as they make their journey, I know, through the NBA.
You're really right on top of it there, Kevin, because young players tend to be more emotional, and that doesn't always serve you well. Being poised and calm and confident is what you see from veteran players. Understanding game situations and having the presence of mind to be aware in all situations is part of what sometimes isn't prevalent with young players.
A look at the Magic starting group. Payton and Fournier are the 1 and the 2. The big men are Gordon and Vucevic. And it's Ross in at the 3, the small forward. That one goes. Count it.
Quite honestly, Vucevic is one of the most aggressive and best rebounders in the association.
That one good for 2.
Hey, you could sink these with your eyes closed or blindfolded. So close, so deep inside. Great bucket.
Carroll against Ross. Payton with a screen on Russell. Now here's Ross. He's covered closely. And stolen by Russell. The 3. And again, it's Brooklyn converting.
Mid-range game. And when guys have that, there's no question they can shoot, and this kid can shoot.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, I was able to talk with Frank Vogel for just a minute. He told me he's looking forward to the matchup tonight. It's their first time against this team, so he is curious to see what his guys do on offense. He said it's important that we're aggressive defensively, that we use our length and shot blocking as a deterrent inside. We'll see if they can be successful tonight. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks for the report, David. So their focus, guys, is going to be on defense right away.
And that's always a good philosophy. Don't let an opponent get settled. Try to take them out of their game early.
And, you know, that's all about energy. Coming out with fresh legs and putting a lot of effort into the defense.
Payton passes to Fournier. And Vucevic kicks to Ross. Takes the 13-footer. And Vucevic with the basket on the assist from Ross.
And Vucevic never plays outside of himself. I mean, when he has a clean look at the rim from the mid-range, he knows he's got the green light to shoot it. Gotta like how they've come out here. I mean, connecting on 4 of their first 5 shots, yes, that's good.
Picked by Vucevic. Fournier dishes to Gordon. And that goes out of bounds. Last touch by Carroll.
A chance now to see the numbers for Payton. He had a strong showing last season. He was around 12 points a game, 6 assists and 4 rebounds. And his playmaking really stands out, making his teammates better offensively with his terrific passing.
Yeah, he's outstanding at controlling the tempo. I mean, keeps the ball moving and, of course, finds the open man.
And so it's Brooklyn with it, following the three-point attempt by Aaron Gordon. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. And stolen by Cram. In transition, here come the Nets.
Not many players in the league can play at that elevation. I mean, Hollis Jefferson putting on the show. A high wire act.
And that replay sponsored by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment, giving us an excellent perspective on the play. Ball's knocked loose. Dishes it to Vucevic. Mozgov with the block. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Hollis Jefferson can't hit.
The defense did not do a good job guarding that one, Kevin. Don't know how he missed that layup.
Grab the pass to Carroll. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Yeah, and the junkyard dog just showing his aggressiveness attacking the rack.
And, you know, the Magic last summer looking to address their biggest weakness, a team really desperate for more perimeter shooting to space the floor.
Payton with the ball. He's picked up by Russell. And there's the 3-second violation. Let's take a look at the 2K leaderboard to find out who are the best shooters from behind the arc last season. And you look at Crabbe, second in the league, extremely accurate from beyond the arc.
The bucket must have looked 3 feet wide to him last year. I mean, very deserving in terms of that spot among the league leaders from 3.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And Orlando called for the foul.
Boy, Hollis Jefferson really draws fouls in bunches. I mean, this kid is just kinetic with the ball in his hands. From the moment he set foot in the league, Rondé Hollis Jefferson has been an elite defender. That's his calling card. He's a terrific athlete, can guard really any position on the floor, except maybe some centers, but Heck, I wouldn't even mind trying him against most of the centers for short stints. He's that good on D.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic. And you look at the versatility of Hollis Jefferson. He can not only guard big men, he blocks shots and rebounds like a big man too.
Well, he actually plays bigger than he is, Kevin, because he's got a 7'2" wingspan. I mean, that allows him to do a lot against bigger people.
Yeah, you know, some of it's shot selection, some just bad luck, and they just can't get anything going.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they've been a bit unlucky. Some of it is poor shot selection, in a slump, no doubt. But it can be turned around. They just need to find ways to score the ball.
Tipped away. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. For the finish. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
Defense turning into offense. Hollis Jefferson doing what he does best.
So it's Orlando now. It's a 13-point game. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
Yeah, you know what? The waters were calm for most of the game. I mean, little resistance, felt like they could get any look they wanted at any time.
And Aaron Gordon, a natural power forward, but he was asked to play at small forward last season alongside Serge Ibaka.
And Gordon was willing to try it, Kevin, to his credit, looking to expand his skill set. He's not a shooter right now, and however, with his leaping ability, I think it makes sense to perhaps keep him close to the rim.
And it's the Magic with the ball, following the bucket by the Nets. And Fournier kicks to Vucevic. And they double up Payton. 6 on the shot clock. Now the dish to Gordon. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton. Gordon's got 5.
Tremendous court awareness by Payton.
Ooh. That's how you attack. Wow.
Oh, man. my.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
Yeah, and they've come out strong. I mean, clearly they've been the better team so far.
Kept alive. Nets leading by 14. Offensive rebound. And Russell gets it to go. Russell's got his 3rd basket of the night.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Here's Crabbe. Mozgov with the bucket. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for Brooklyn.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also, how about the fact defensively they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
Here is Ross after the basket by Timofey Mozgov. Pass to Vucevic. And slam dunk by Vucevic.
Ross has earned his reputation as a team-first guy. Excellent at distributing the ball.
Clark, a lot of former players had a specific instance when they knew they were special, the way they played the game of basketball. Did you ever have a moment like that where you realized that you could make it as a player?
Yeah, there was a time when that became more realistic to me, Kevin. And I grew up in Cleveland, and during the summers, a lot of the Cleveland Cavaliers would stay in the area and play pickup basketball to stay in shape. And I got a chance to bump heads with a lot of those guys, Jim Jones and the late Terry Furlow, Austin Carr, Dingo Smith, Mike Mitchell. And I was only 15, 16 years old. And while those guys were going at half speed, it gave me the encouragement that I might be able to get to where they were if I continued to work hard and stay healthy. So at 15 or 16, during one of those summers, I began to realize that I might have a chance to realize the dream of being an NBAer.
Here's Biyombo following the bucket by the Nets. No good from Simmons.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss. And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
And a trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well, Greg.
Here's Biyombo. Drops in the layup for 2. Biyombo's got his first basket.
And Biyombo is highly effective down low. Knows where to post up in the paint.
And the basket by Harris.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
And I tell you what, Greg, they've worked hard for this lead. Their play calling has been superb and the execution even better.
And guarding him on the perimeter isn't a priority for them right now, but if this continues, it will be.
Payton outside. Pass to Azania. Here's Isaac. And it's off from three-point range. Harris with it. Now Payton defending. Harris misses. Nets leading by 19.
Already, they piled up 8 second chance points.
Feasting on those backboards. I love that physicality.
Now a timeout called by Orlando.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Absolutely, Greg. I mean, they're getting crushed, killed, hammered, pulverized in the post.
And to look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep, all broken down for the Nets.
And really, there's just such a lack of scoring for them from out at the top of the arc in terms of three-point range. And in today's game, you have to get scoring from the three-point range. And that area out above the free throw line extended is a real weak spot for them so far.
Payton dishes to Simmons. To the left side wing. Here's Azania, guarded by Harris. Here's Payton. Orlando getting another chance here. Passes it to Azania. Tipped away. And here's the fast break. Here's Dinwiddie. Throws down the breakaway jam.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
Yeah, and the execution, time and time again, right on point. They're running their offense to perfection.
Now here's Payton. He's coming off a 13-point game against Miami.
And even while he was piling up all those points, he still found a way to create chances for his teammates. The assists just kept on coming.
Nice little move in there. The ever-developing skill set of Timothy Mozgov.
That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%, 5 for 7. Payton passes to Biyombo. Back to Payton. Biyombo kicks to Simmons. Payton outside. Shot clock at 5. Here's Biyombo. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton. Payton's got 3 assists tonight.
Despite his relatively lean frame, Isaac is a solid screener because he makes himself big when he sets the screen. Terrific timing on that pass, placing it in a great spot, ideal spot where his teammate could score.
And he says, right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
And, you know, Isaac is a high percentage shooter, takes good shots and makes a good percentage of them. And he's very skilled at getting position to throw it down on you.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
They double him with Booker. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. This is his first chance at the line tonight.
In their last contest, guys, he was unconscious from the foul line.
Splashed them one after another. It really was quite a display from the stripe. And, guys, that was an element of his game that he could not get turned around. I mean, he was really in a funk, and it lasted all season.
Pass to Isaac. Now, here's Biyombo. Mozgov covering to the middle. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
The passing of Elfrid Payton is so critical to this team.
Goodness.
Mercy, mercy me.
And offensively, they've done a great job here of staying in rhythm.
Well, I tell you what, Greg, their offense has really been productive this half, and I absolutely love the shots they've taken so far.
We're at the end of the first quarter, and what a blowout already in this one. Nets out in front, just dominating this one. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn. Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And, guys, the Nets enjoying a nice lead here.
I tell you what, that first quarter, you can see the game plan is a commitment to offensive rebounding.
And you know what, Greg? It looks like they have an advantage there. I mean, I liked how they've made an effort, really a concentrated effort, to hit that glass.
Brooklyn with the ball. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. That'll be the latter half of this two-game homestand. And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. Setting the floor for the Nets. Down low, it's Booker and Mozgov. Then there's Harris. And it's Kilpatrick in at the 2. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on Timothy Mozgov. That'll be his second foul of the game. Whitehead's checked in for Spencer Dinwiddie. And Simmons kicks to Hezonja. Pass to Isaac. And a wide open look for Simmons. No good on the triple.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
With the shot. And too long on the shot. Nets shooting wonderfully up to this point, 67%. Offensive rebound. Mozgov with the bucket.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area.
And Mozgov throws it down.
What an offensive outburst tonight from an unlikely source, Timofey Mozgov.
And they double up Payton. There's the feed to Simmons. Yambo dishes to Simmons. Shoots from 12. Here's Isaac. That's tipped. Here's Payton. For Brooklyn, they've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. And the basket by Harris.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
And Trevor Booker last season with the best rebounding numbers of his career.
Well, you know, Kevin, that can happen when you play alongside Brook Lopez because he's a good box-out guy, but more than that, he's 7 feet tall and about 270 pounds and takes up a lot of space. Now that Lopez is gone, we'll see how Booker's rebounding numbers respond.
And the Nets making a change here. Hollis Jefferson's checked in. And a change for the Magic. Gordon's checked in. 6 to shoot. Simmons sets a screen for Payton. Here's the break. Here's Booker. Oh!
The tenacity, the attention to detail, it's why these guys are in complete control.
And you know what, Greg? They are crushing it on both ends. I mean, in total control right now.
Kicks it to Biyombo. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Crabs checked in. Orlando also making some changes. Terrence Ross is checked in for Isaac. And Fournier subbed in for Peyton. And Clark, when you look around the league today, is there a player that you watched and think, hey, yeah, that reminds me of how I used to play?
There are a number of guys that come to mind a little bit. Tobias Harris is an outstanding player. Wow! Are you? Oh, my goodness. Kinetic leaping ability, broad shoulders. Jefferson smashing his way inside.
Magic have gone 1 of 6 from the field in the second quarter. It's been a rough period so far. Outside, Simmons. Inside. Now, here's Fournier. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
From the mid-range area, Fournier, very, very gifted. Mercy, mercy me.
And that pattern continues, guys. Another heat check, another log on the fire.
Well, they're scorching right now. I mean, the defense has to be concerned. Nothing they're doing is stopping this run.
Russell, he's checked in for the Nets. And a change for the Magic. Vucevic checked in for Biyombo. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. And Simmons kicks to Fournier. Here's Gordon. Hollis Jefferson with the rebound.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
And stolen by Cram. And another fast break for Brooklyn. The Nets are running. Up again.
All right, a chance to see stats for D'Angelo Russell. Some last season stats for him. He put up about 15 points a game last season, 5 assists and 3 rebounds. And he was their top scorer throughout last season.
Well, his teammates knew whenever they really needed a basket, just look his way.
Damari Carroll's checked in for Brooklyn.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Here's Simmons. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Miami. He dishes it to Vucevic. Down low, Gordon. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And Aaron Gordon, the athletic Aaron Gordon, playing much of last season at the small forward position during Serge Ibaka's short-lived stint in Orlando.
Yeah, and while he was excited to stretch his skill set, pretty clear it was a bad fit, especially in today's NBA. Gordon is a power forward, period. The Magic invested the 4th pick on him in that 14 draft, and they have to give him minutes at his natural position as his game continues to evolve.
Simmons passes to Gordon. Tips it, and it's put back in by Vucevic. Vucevic has got 8.
Love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed.
And then the nifty touch to tip it in as well.
Got that bucket in no time at all. Simmons got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. Russell passes to Hollis Jefferson. And no good. Great D that time from Vucevic. And Simmons kicks to Ross. He feeds it to Fournier. Down low, here's Gordon. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Well, you know, as the NBA continues to change, Nikola Vucevic is an interesting case study. He's got the skill level for today's game, but the question is, does he have the mobility? He's not that quick of foot, and that's been problematic for him.
LeVert's checked in for Alan Cram. Orlando's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. In the corner, Simmons with it. Now here's Fournier. Not a lot of room. Shoots from 12. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
Well, you know what I like to say, persistence pays, and with Gordon, he's the kind of guy who just does not rest on the glass.
And that one is stuffed right through.
Oh, reversed it home. That was pretty.
Agreed. The agility on display.
Yes, sir. Power and grace. That had it all.
And more than ever before, the NBA requires big men to cover a lot of ground. Vucevic looking to keep up.
Yeah, Vucevic, I think, is really a terrific rebounder and passer, and you can see all of his positives. He can score on the block and make the three-point shot. I think it's just a matter of him consistently tying all of that together.
Here's Hollis Jefferson, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. That one on Vucevic.
Well, you talk about defensive potential, all defense potential. Look no further than Rondé Hollis Jefferson.
Dinwiddie is checked in for Trevor Booker, and that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
And you'll hear some say the sleeper of that 2015 draft was Rondé Hollis Jefferson. I mean, a fractured ankle his rookie season limited him to just those 29 games, but when healthy, he's shown he can be a force defensively.
Shoots from the right block. Lays it up off the glass. Hollis Jefferson's got 25 points in the game.
He is out there for his defense. But as quiet as it's kept, Hollis Jefferson making an impact with his scoring, too. And, you know, it's clear that Gordon is one of the best dunkers in the game, always looking to bring the thunder.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Mozgov's checked in. Mario Hezonja's checked in for the Magic. And Greg, what separates Hollis Jefferson, do you think, as an NBA defender?
You know, physicality, quickness, to go along with anticipation. I mean, with his pressure D, he's able to suffocate perimeter players and rack up steals. And don't forget versatility. He's a guy that can guard multiple positions, and that's a huge asset for any team.
Knocks it loose. Fournier with the ball. He's picked up by Russell. Fires from the line. The shot's good from Fournier. Fournier's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Obviously, a mix-up defensively on that possession.
Bucket is good.
Like the way LeVert controls himself, always under control, knows what he's looking for, takes his time, particularly when he's close to the basket.
And Fournier kicks to Gordon. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. A nice shot by LeVert. LeVert's got 4 points in the quarter.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Outside, Russell. No good that time. And it's the Magic taking it the other way. And Fournier kicks to Hezonja. The Magic again can't hit. Brooklyn with the ball. Here's Russell using his post move to get the 2 points. Russell's got 12.
He is in the zone. There's a reason he keeps getting the ball. They're feeding him because they trust him to lead their team.
Fournier gets a wide open look. No good from outside. The net shooting a scorching 68% in the game. Dinwiddie. And no good that time. Gordon with the defensive effort. Here's Hezonja. His three-pointers off the mark.
And just not able to find the target from three-point range here in the second quarter, although he did knock down one in the first.
Yep, it counts.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
And it's Vucevic missing. And here are the Nets. They're on a 16-6 run. Dinwiddie with the bucket.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Gordon dishes to Fournier. Picked by Vucevic. To the paint. 4 seconds left. A second chance effort. And it is good at the buzzer. Wow.
And they make sure to get the last shot of the quarter there. Nicely done.
Yeah, excellent execution that time, partner. Don't want to give the opponent any time to get them back.
And so it's Brooklyn. with a huge lead at the break. Safe to say there's no catching them today. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
The first half in the books. This is Ernie Johnson. This is Shaquille O'Neal. This is Ken Smith. Welcome back.
Ken,
as we break down the action. It's Brooklyn out in front at the half. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, what's your take?
how good are these guys on the fast break? They're pushing the ball, finding the open man, finishing strong. They're at a breakneck pace, and if they can maintain this level of intensity in the second half, blowout city.
Check. What'd you think about Orlando?
Well, their sloppy play really surprised me, especially the turnovers. No matter who they had out there, they never seemed to be on the same page. Their only hope is to make every possession count, and that means taking care of the ball.
And that is just about going to wrap it up as the second half is moments away. Down to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the crew.
Welcome back as we get a beautiful aerial view of the Williamsburg Bridge connecting Manhattan and Brooklyn. And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. And the Nets with possession. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Orlando this season.
Yeah, and they lost the season series to this squad last time around. Maybe a little extra motivation tonight to show they've improved.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. Two teams in the bottom half of the conference as far as respect goes. They're both scratching and clawing to try to get a little more of that respect.
And so in the game for the Magic, Ross is the 3 with Gordon at the 4. Payton and Fournier are the 1 and the 2. And it's Vucevic in at the 5 down low.
And Orlando coach Frank Vogel, an assistant coach and advanced scout for about a decade before his first head job with the Pacers, did a terrific job. He helped turn the Pacers into a powerhouse.
Payton passes to Gordon. In transition, here come the Nets. Here's Crabbe, lays it up and banks it in.
Just giving up way too many transition opportunities.
You know, it's okay to give up a few if you're getting them back on the other end, but that hasn't been the case here.
Payton kicks to Fournier. Mozgov grabs the board. Mozgov's got his 8th rebound here tonight.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
And Fournier kicks to Vucevic, and there it is for him. Vucevic has got 4 points in the quarter.
Boy, I like the edge I'm seeing from Vucevic now. I mean, just commanding the ball in his spots and going to work on the defense.
And Russell gets it to go.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
Greg, they keep pulling up and watching them go down. It's a really nice thing to see.
Gordon a screen and stolen by Russell. Pushing it up. Beautiful dish and the layup goes down. Russell's got 16.
Yes, filling it up. Russell now shooting past his typical scoring pace.
Payton in the corner. Fournier for 3. Rebound, Brooklyn. Here's Hollis Jefferson. 25 points in the game. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. All alone. The shot's good from Fournier. He's got 6.
Fournier's teammates trust him when he fires the pull-up jump shot. I mean, the defense cannot afford to lay off of him or they're cooked.
And how about the excellent court vision, just keeping the defense off balance?
Yeah, that was a sweet pass right there, setting up his teammate nicely, and that's really how you move the rock. Share that sugar, man. Share it.
Down low. An easy layup after coming off the pick. 15 points for Aaron Gordon.
The inside is where Gordon is really most comfortable and effective. Very few defenders can get to his shot given how high he gets up on it.
For Orlando, they've gone 4 of 6 from the field since the start of the third. Payton with the ball. He's picked up by Russell. And it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way.
All right, a chance to see some stats for Vucevic. Great showing for him last season. Came in about 14 points per, 10 rebounds, and 2 assists. And really just excellent numbers. I like what we've been seeing from him across the board.
I do too. I mean, he's playing with much more focus now and a much higher level of intensity.
Hollis Jefferson, good.
And with the physical gifts that Hollis Jefferson has, he plays a lot bigger than his listed height.
Poke loose. Unhindered, going all the way. The big dunk at the end of the break.
Yeah, getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Perfect execution. That's how you take advantage of a transition opportunity.
Magic shooting 43% for the game. Fournier dishes to Payton. And they double up Payton. He kicks it to Biyombo. To the inside. Mozgov with the steal. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break.
Taking it right at the defense. Hollis Jefferson in attack mode.
And here is Payton. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. And the Nets offense, Clark, looking to play up tempo. First in the league last season in possessions per game.
Yeah, and really trying to exploit and take advantage of their youth. Following the Spurs model, spreading the minutes out, trying to use more guys. I think it helps them play at that pace when you can utilize more players.
One item that stood out, their ball movement.
Things are definitely clicking, and more importantly, it makes it really hard to defend.
To the middle, here's Vucevic. Will it go? And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one on Mozgov.
And you look at the post-up bangers who don't block shots at a high level. More and more we're seeing teams relegate them to that 6-man role off the bench. It'll be interesting to see how that affects a guy like Vucevic who fits that description.
Simmons checked in for the Magic.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
That's his first personal foul.
And they double up Payton. Biyombo kicks to Vucevic, and slam dunk by Vucevic.
And whenever Vucevic has the ball that deep in the paint, I mean, he's looking to throw it down.
Greg, why is it, do you think, that teams want those more floor-bound, post-up big men like Vucevic coming off the bench?
I think 2 things. First of all, their defensive shortcomings are less exposed playing against other reserves. Also, their ability to create offense on the block has more value with that second unit because that group tends to have their struggles in terms of scoring the basketball.
To the right side. Rebounded by Kilpatrick.
And sometimes, you don't capitalize off a good shot or a good look. Still, you got to keep letting those good looks fly.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish.
Part of what makes him unique, guys, that combination of power and polish. Even though he's been on, they still are behind. I mean, there's only so much he can do.
And Orlando making a change here. Hezonja's checked in. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Brooklyn.
The mid-range that you've seen from them about as good as it gets, and there has not been a drop-off in the second half.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnovers.
High post Vucevic, down low, Biyombo. Booker pulls it in. Booker's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Harris, and he's fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming up.
And it's about the tempo, guys. It favors them, and just look at that score.
And, Greg, they're really controlling the pace and game right now, rushing, pushing the break, and leaving the defense in its wake.
DJ Augustine's checked in for Vucevic. And that's good from Bismack Biyombo on the assist by Augustine. Biyombo's got 9 points.
Great pass that time by DJ Augustine.
Here's Booker. Banked in off the glass.
And, you know, when you let Booker get free inside, Kevin, he finishes now. He's a big, burly presence in the paint who handles his business in there.
Augustine passes to Biyombo. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
You know, Bismack Biyombo is a defensive-minded center. Amazing the story that got him to the NBA. I mean, grew up in the Congo, and a lot of trials and tribulations along the way, but perseverance prevailed, and Biyombo is now an NBA player.
And Brooklyn making a change here. LeVert's checked in. Now here is Augustine. He's covered closely. Biyombo kicks to Augustine. Feeds to Simmons. Clock at 6. Here's Azania. He has 5. But they recover it.
And the offensive rebounding, really the story here today. Even with the big lead, they're still showing more hustle on the boards.
Hollis Jefferson sinks it from just inside the baseline. Hollis Jefferson's got 14 points here in the second half. Orlando's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. And Augustine kicks to Hazanya. There's a good screen. Outside, Simmons. The Magic again can't hit.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game. That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Another steal. Here's the break. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Rips down the breakaway slam.
Boy, Hollis Jefferson, a terrific athlete who actually thrives in transition.
And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. And Simmons kicks to Biyombo. Rebounded by the Nets. Booker's got 6 rebounds in the game. Orlando grabs the miss.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint. And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys. No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
And that one, good. Booker's got 14 points.
Oh, great production on the interior right now. 8 straight from inside.
Buffalo bully ball right there, partner.
Okay. Getting a little physical. I like that. I like that reference.
The Magic have shot 10 of 13 from the free throw line, and he makes the first.
And, you know, Kevin, the Brooklyn Nets last season had the worst record in the league, just 20 wins. And, you know, having traded away their top draft picks from the last 2 drafts, there aren't any quick fixes on the horizon either.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Damari Carroll comes in for Hollis Jefferson, and Spencer Dinwiddie subbed in for Whitehead. Augustine passes to Hazanya, and he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
And, you know, the speedy Augustine is really an excellent teammate and a dependable role player, a veteran presence who can really stroke it.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line.
And I like what he did at the line a season ago. How about 81%?
Yeah, those were fine numbers he posted at the line. It was hard to find fault with anything he did from the stripe.
Here's LeVert. It's deflected.
Great play by Ross. I mean, using that bouncing ability at the defensive end, love it.
Augustine, no luck. Here's Kilpatrick. No good. And so it's Brooklyn with a huge lead at the break. Safe to say there's no catching them today. They've had active hands and have forced a lot of turnovers in this one. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. Here are the Magic now. Quincy AC out there with LeVert. Then there's Allen. And it's Dinwiddie in at the 1 spot. So that's the Nets 5. And the second chance effort by Gordon.
And Gordon really showing you excellent timing there. Just read the miss perfectly and forced it through the bucket.
Magic shooting 40% from the field. Afflalo right side. The 17-footer goes down.
Easy little jumper for him right there, guys.
There's the pass to Allen. And he elevates for the slam dunk. Maurice Speights did not like that.
And Karis LeVert is a very willing passer, somebody who's always looking to set up his teammates, actually focuses on doing that.
Gordon a screen. And Augustine kicks to Gordon. LeVert grabs the miss. LeVert's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Allen's shot is off. The Magic have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. It's tipped. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Dinwiddie's got 4 assists in the game. Here's Orlando now. Fourth quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in. Inside. Here's Speights. Here's Gordon. That's good. It's his 7th made basket in 14 tries.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
Yeah, those are back crushers. I mean, they really crack your back when you give teams second shots like that.
And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Afflalo. They get it back. And Allen with the block. Here's Kilpatrick. And he finishes nicely on the layup. And the speed of the NBA is something that just can't be measured until you experience it. So, Clark, when you take that into account, who are some of the quickest players right now in the league?
Well, I think you start with Russell Westbrook and John Wall. I don't think there's anybody in the league quicker than those guys with the ball. Those guys can go end to end quicker than anybody. Wall might be the fastest. Westbrook is right there with him.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. And out of bounds is Brooklyn gains possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Harris is checked in for Brooklyn. And a switcher also for Orlando. Shelvin Max checked in for Augustine. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Well, the commissioner recently said the NBA will review, Clark, the one-and-done rule for college players. Any idea how that will change, if it will at all?
You know what? I'm not sure, Kevin. Quite honestly, when this rule was instituted about 10 years ago now, 10 or 11 years ago, I thought it would be good. I felt 1 year of college, if a guy was fully invested in that experience, would be better than no years. But I also understand college is not for everybody. And I'm actually of the mindset now that you should be allowed to leave right out of high school if you so choose. But if you do go to college, I would like there be a rule in place that there's a commitment to 2 years. I just think that would benefit all involved, the players, the universities, and I think the NBA would get a more mature and an NBA-ready prospect. That being said, I think we're going to end up, kind of where we are right now. I don't know if anything is going to change in the near future.
Gordon a screen. Lob pass to Gordon. And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
The Nets have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. Allen, that's good.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they have.
And Mack kicks to Speights. He can't get it to go. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. Here's Allen. A rebound by Hezonja. Hezonja's got 4 rebounds now tonight. On the wing of Flello. The rebound by the Nets. Dishes to Allen. Good, and Harris gets the assist. And that's now 10 points for Allen.
He's been on the roll this quarter, really leading the way for his team right now.
To the left wing from the arc. And Hezonja gets it to go.
Boy, you got to really get into Hezonja's airspace because he's looking to pull as soon as that ball hits his hands.
Allen, that's good.
And after a scoreless first half, you're starting to see signs of life here in the second.
To the paint, it's deflected. Here's AC, defended by Gordon. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. It's going to be on Aaron Gordon.
The worst bench in the league by net rating resided in Orlando with the Magic. It's hard enough to win without star talent, but if you're also thin on the bench, no chance.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Whitehead's checked in, and a change for the Magic. Isaac's checked in. Here's Spates, and Allen with the block. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. For the finish. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
And you look at the roster for Orlando. Where do they go next, Clark? What's their biggest need?
Well, I mean, they've got a number of needs, but an elite scorer would certainly raise the level of this team, the ability to create something out of nothing. In other words, players that can make plays for themselves or others. Those are the kind of guys that, heck, everybody wants those kind of guys, Kevin, but the Magic certainly need players of that ilk.
There's the double team with Allen. Pass to Hezonja. There's a screen over Harris.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team. And you can see it. They're in a nice rhythm in terms of shooting. It's been that way the entire second half.
And you know, Greg, it's hard to ask for much more than that because they're getting to their spots and they're knocking down the shots.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. There's the call. It's a foul in Orlando. And we just had one of the closer MVP races in recent memory. Clark, do you define the MVP as a player with the most impressive stats or the best player on the best team or somewhere in between?
Kevin, to me, the MVP is an individual award. Clearly, we play a team game in the NBA, and a team's performance is part of that, but it's a small part of it to me. An MVP performance is one that not only has consistent, high-level statistical production, influences winning at a good rate, but also stands out in the magnitude of the moments this player has over the course of the season. Those 2 things drive the needle for me as an MVP voter if I had such a vote.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Damari Carroll's checked in for Quincy Acey. Pass to Isaac. 6 on the shot clock. The shot will not fall. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. And Carroll gets it to go.
And the mentality that we're seeing from Carroll, even a spot-up guy needs to seize those opportunities.
And he commits the intentional foul. And Mack kicks to Afflalo. Good ball movement here by the Magic. Harris on the double team. Here's Hezonja. Good, and the nice assist from Mack.
And Hezonja clearly capable of knocking down the triple. I mean, his shooting form is as good as it gets.
And in terms of size, not your typical center, but man, he plays as big as any of them thanks to that terrific leaping ability.
Orlando's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the 4th quarter. Knocks it loose. Spades dishes to Afflalo. They set the pick. Pass to Isaac. Takes a 3. And again, it's the Magic from deep.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Allen. And it's Allen with the jam.
And how about that? What a sensational finish.
Hey, you got to be able to get some hang time to do that one.
Yeah, to glide in and reverse it home like that, so sweet.
Plenty of daylight on that shot.
And hard work has always been Carroll's calling card. He put the time in to develop that shot.
And Mack kicks to Aflalo. Pass to Isaac. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Isaac's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Great job getting to the right spot on the court. Beautiful passing all the way around.
It's good.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Yeah, and you can tell they feel like they can get inside whenever they want to. I mean, it's been carte blanche, full menu for them, and the defense really not offering any resistance.
Here's Allen. Good again. He's on tonight. 9 for 13 shooting.
Still attacking, building on this lead coming down the stretch.
Yeah, he's clicking right now, and at the right time, too, Greg. I mean, playing with a bunch of confidence in this fourth quarter.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And when you look at this Magic team with their talent, what should their identity be?
Well, I think it should be up-tempo, defensive-oriented. They've got really good athletes, and defending at a high level with that kind of athleticism is doable, and I think would lead to easier offense. And that's what I think they have to foundation themselves on.
LeVert's checked in for the Nets. And Spates with the basket on the assist by Augustine. Augustine's got 3 assists now in this one.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Nets.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And it will be a fight, Greg. When you see an opponent that many times, it's inevitable that those games take on a little extra added meaning for the players.
This is not the team we've been watching for most of the night.
Well, hopefully they can ride this momentum into the next game, because this one is done. Over. Fine.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn. They lead. 51 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now we get a chance to check out our Jordan Player of the Game.
And Kevin, it's a no-brainer. He's controlled every aspect of this game, and it's just so fun to see a player perform at a level that's just higher than anyone else out on the floor.
Both teams changing it up here. "50 seconds left in the fourth. Allen's shot is off. Here's Azania to the left side wing. Fires for 3, and Spates gets it to go.
Boy, this final period, they are putting up a ton of shots from deep.
And knocking down a bunch of them, too. Outstanding shooting in this fourth quarter.
And giving the fans what they came to see, a spirited performance.
Well, they've got to be pleased with the effort they've seen so far tonight. Everybody pitching in for what looks to be a solid W.
Augustine passes to Hazania. From 17 feet out, Whitehead with the rebound. This has been a one-sided affair.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of extending their lead and maintaining that intensity level and leaving nothing to chance here on this game-clinching run.
Exactly. Cold-blooded. Separation solidified.
Oh!
Oh, man. Yeah, nice vision from the little fella there, Augustine, making it easy for his teammates by finding the open man.
6 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Here's Kilpatrick. Nice teamwork to set up the pick play and make the space for the J. And they go to the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.